Illegal logging causes catastrophic damage to forests, the people that live in them and the global environment. It promotes corruption and costs governments billions of dollars in lost revenue. It undermines the rule of law, and in the worst cases, it has financed armed conflict. Illegality can happen at any point, from the allocation of concessions through logging and processing to point of export. Each of these types of crime have different impacts on forests and the people that depend on them.
Akhir tahun 90-an sampai pertengahan tahun 2000, itu situasi di Indonesia terkait dengan penebangan liar, illegal logging itu amat sangat buruk. Konflik-konflik antara masyarakat adat atau masyarakat lokal dengan perusahaan itu luar biasa di Indonesia. Gitu kan, salah satu sebabnya itu tadi ada wilayah abu-abu yang menyebabkan pengusaha bisa berkong kali kong dengan pejabat setempat, bisa dapetin izin dari pemerintah untuk buka lahan atau bahkan bisa membuka lahan tanpa ada izin. Nah, itu sebenarnya yang memicu terjadinya konflik-konflik ini.
Different types of illegal logging are prevalent in different countries, so solutions to the problem need to be different too. Logging concessions can be allocated illegally as a result of corruption, mismanagement, or unclear laws.
First of all, the government or the Forestry Commission must satisfy itself that a particular area technically is suitable for logging operations, i.e. there's sufficient stock, etc., that you can commercially log without, destroying the environment. It must then get the consent of the communities that live in the area, and particularly the consent of farmers that might be affected by the logging operation. In practice, these processes are ignored.
Many logging companies cut more trees than authorized, or trees which are too small.
Chaque année, dans une autorisation, l'administration en charge des forêts autorise à une entreprise un certain nombre de produits, une certaine quantité de produits à prélever. Nous avons observé que plusieurs sociétés avaient coupé bien au-delà de ce qui était autorisé.
The types of illegalities that we find are numerous. They can range to the very large to the very small. So it can go from 26,000 cubic meters of abandoned timber down to 5 or 10 that have not been declared properly within the documentation for the concession. It varies enormously.
On a beaucoup plus de sociétés qui travaillent dans le cadre pour la plupart des conventions de transformation industrielle. Ils n'ont pas à proprement parler des obligations d'aménagement.
As populations increase, individuals and communities can also be involved in illegal logging, through cutting logs to use or sell, or clearing land to grow food.
Medin de Augustine Boaf. Ejuma me ye pa don. But chainsaw de ejuma me de boa me ku ejuma no. Chainsaw de no emma me sikasin ku ejuma no. Because chainsaw no de ebibia me maso am de be kwakoye ejuma bia no. Menya sika no immediate.
Communities often feel that they have a right to use the forests that they have lived in for generations. But traditional rights are not always respected in law or in practice.
The petition to aban no manya dia emwo bi to say free hoba. In the legal work ngwana illegal.
In some countries, this informal logging, often to meet local demand for wood for building and cooking, is significantly larger than the commercial sector. The most destructive form of illegality happens when timber is sold to fund armed conflict.
Taylor was doing all he could to exploit timber, amass wealth for himself, and also to sponsor or finance his military adventurism in the region. So he needed massive amount of revenue. So these different logging companies really were very openly supporting the Taylor forces in many different ways. When the Oriental Timber Company, the OTC, first arrived, they made a lot of promises to communities where they were going to operate. Promises about schools, promises about jobs, promises about roads, promises about clinics. None of those promises were met.
But conflicts around illegal logging aren't just the ones that make the international news. Community-level conflict can also arise when logging companies don't meet their legal social obligations. Communities aren't informed about logging plans for the forests they live in, or timber revenue isn't spent properly by governments.
The first time that a farmer learns that his farm has been incorporated into a logging permit is when a timber company shows up at his door.
In this idea, my dad came here. No more grade and my farm so come here. And I'm a dad from. My dad says someone for grade and some farm so from here. You can't see and say. And I'm a dad ho. Says I don't for grade and farm so. And now, woman, so you and me and farm so. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, and I can't eat now. I'm saying, can't eat now. I'm assuming my mamma for her, and you don't be a mobile. Me, you almost know my son. Woman, and I say, I'm intimate when we make me none and your mamma were a crowd higher. This a kind of a pen, my friend, you'll be a consul, a poponam, the cannon is Simon and Bano, near son and near ba, ye ba, no mujina. And you would up and my palm woman near quack, he papa near. No, or back at him, me pam, my palm woman near quack, your qua. Near Saba, Saba now, or treaty, and I'm going to make for me. I'm a new woman, Jinasa, Omo Yanam, me the second, and I was just a good time you. So, Mobam, the second Boker, I'm a carnage, I say. One back will come and venue a phone, but been our son now. I'm back will come now, mammy. I'm so sorry, I ain't yammy. And I'm into my crown, and Mam Dark when we have a brino. The Massamson.
Forest crimes can also include logging in national parks, misreporting of species or value for export, export in contravention of national bans. Illegal logging impacts on some of the most vulnerable people in the world. It deprives indigenous groups of the food, water and wood that they depend on.
Karena tanah ini sebagai tusu manusia, itu napas manusia. Kalau air itu menteri manusia. Kalau tidak ada air, tidak ada pendinginan badan, tidak ada jadi darahnya. Begitu. Itu yang dijaga kami. Orang Sungai Ute ini itu merhatikan alamnya, menjagakan alamnya. Itu tidak bisa diganggu perusahaan. Itu bagai orang Sungai Ute itu sakit hati demo. Kena merusak, masyarakat merasa ariba hujan, air banjir, lihat sungai tidak dapat diminum.
Illegal logging encourages corruption. It undermines the credibility and accountability of governments. And it means that poor countries have less money to spend on development and poverty alleviation.
Kita ingin negara ini lebih bagus dalam mengolah hutan, ada governance. Itu. Jadi kalau enggak illegal logging pasti akan membinasakan kita, ya kan? Aparatnya jadi enggak berwibawa, rakyatnya juga hanya hit and run, lalu ya habis hutan kita.
Sumber daya yang berlimpah itu mestinya bisa mensejahterakan. Kalau dia kemudian malah memiskinkan, maka ada sesuatu yang salah, gitu kan? Terus ini ngomong dari apa manusia gitu. Kita belum lagi bicara soal habitat yang hilang, keragaman hayati yang hilang, kemudian dampaknya apa kehidupan kita.
during the past day, when company was operating in this part of this county, company come in and takes in logs and leave no benefit at all.
We were so afraid, and that time you couldn't talk anywhere. We were staying in front of to say that what you're doing we are not appreciated. You're not able.
There was no school bill. There was no cleaning at all. Even the roads that they made, they put logs there.
If you talk something that is not in the favor of the government, probably they will execute you. And what you will do? So we just allow our resources to go.
Very recently, it was the Oriental Timber Corporation that was the largest timber operator in the country. And considering that they made tens of millions of dollars from logging in this area, and you can look around you and see the destitution, the type of poverty that people live in this area. You would never imagine that millions of dollars have been generated from timber revenue from this area, and none of that money has been reinvested into their communities.
Government revenue of forestry is particularly necessary to improve the lives of poor people that live in rapidly growing cities. For example, around 60% of Africa's population is now urbanized. Without investment in basic infrastructure, many cities will become increasingly difficult places to live as their populations expand. The impacts of illegal logging aren't just felt in the forested countries. It also results in carbon emissions and climate change, which will affect everyone on the planet. However, logging forests doesn't have to look like this. Some companies have voluntarily taken on social and environmental standards in line with forest law and the principles of sustainable forest management. One international timber company in the north of the Republic of Congo has made a remarkable transformation in its forest management techniques and the lives of its workers and the people that live around its concession. Indigenous pygmies rely on specific trees in the CIB concession for food and medicine. They have been employed to map the concession showing where these trees are so they can be protected.
Après, va programmer biso mission toke na terrain. Et toi to comme na sur le terrain, to ko leka directement ko solana ba population. Bango ba ko laksa biso njete. Njete bango ba ali na jeep na LV ta biso to na GPS. Et to ba laksa biso njete.
Icon-based GPS mapping has enabled indigenous people to communicate directly with the logging company.
Donc ce qu'on veut dire, c'est que c'est une démarche qui était volontaire, qui est individuelle de l'entreprise. Les avantages, c'est quand même d'abord un label et c'est une image de marque puisqu'on montre qu'on respecte l'environnement, qu'on respecte la gestion durable. Donc ça, c'est quand même très positif par rapport à, je dirais, au consommateur.
In Pokola, the lives of rural populations have been improved as a result of the company's move towards sustainability.
Je m'appelle Monsieur Bello Julien, je suis agent CIB et je travaille à l'affûtage grande Syrie. Pratiquement quand je suis arrivé, j'ai trouvé les maisons en planche. Actuellement, vu la certification, il y a les maisons en briques. À côté là, il y a l'eau potable parce que là, dedans, il y a l'électricité. En tout cas, il y a eu beaucoup d'améliorations. Parce que ce n'est pas en un jour qu'on peut construire un village, c'est au fil du jour. Mais actuellement, je peux dire que je suis satisfait.
I'm Dr. Botman. I'm the second doctor here in Pokola. Here, the first room that we enter is the postnatal ward. We can have a look inside. This child just born 10 minutes ago. It's a baby 3 kilos and 500 grams. Everything is fine. No, the day is not it's not finished yet. We have on average 3 birds per day.
With the support of international donors and CIB, an indigenous language radio station, Bisu na Bisu, which means between us in Lingala, has begun broadcasting throughout the forest. Wind-up radios have been distributed amongst the population of the forest, allowing news and cultural histories to be shared.
C'est pour permettre un pont entre non seulement d'un côté les populations, mais de l'autre côté l'État, les pouvoirs publics et puis les sociétés qui exploitent cette forêt.
So the big question for the international community is how we can work together to bring this model of forestry, which exists in small pockets around the world, to everyone that lives and works in tropical forests. How can we stop illegal logging and work towards the protection and sustainable management of forests?
Nah, Uni Eropa adalah salah satu pasar terbesar kayu tropis. Sehingga di satu sisi mereka juga sama bertanggung jawabnya, karena kalau nggak ada demand, nggak ada penambangan ilegal, ya.
So a number of wood-producing countries are working in partnership with the European Union to shut illegal timber out of their markets by agreeing to trade only in timber which can be shown to be legal. These agreements are called FLEGT, Forest Law Enforcement, Governance and Trade Voluntary Partnership Agreements. The agreements are based on each country's national laws, endorsed by government agencies, civil society groups and companies, and include systems for checking that relevant environmental, social and economic laws have been met, and that logs can be traced from the forest to the point of export. The agreements between the European Union and timber-producing countries are legally binding, and once verification systems are in place, only licensed legal timber will be traded under them. The result is that the people of forest-rich countries will be assured that their precious resources won't be stolen by illegal loggers. Governments and buyers in Europe and around the world will know that they are not fueling demand for illegal timber, whose production damages forests and harms the people that rely on them.